Hi, and welcome back to the Floating Bubble, where it's always story time here. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And check out our podcast, available everywhere. The Nutcracker'S, Night Before Christmas, by Keith Brockett, illustrated by Joseph Cowman. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and up in the town, a theater stood high on a hill like a crown. Its stately marquee glittered brightly with light, proclaiming the Nutcracker'S opening night. But backstage the mood was uncertain and stressed. Disasters had struck as the day had progressed. And now, as the curtain time quickly drew near, a sick sense of panic was growing severe. The programs had come from the printer that day with titles misspelled. The Nutcracker Ballet. The error was funny and might have amused, if not for those programs that couldn't be used. But far bigger problems had reared up their heads. The stagehands got sick and went home to their beds. The spotlights had fallen. The stage left dim, and Clara spilled grape juice all over the scrim. The grumpy old cat living under the stage had clawed the two lace skirts into shreds in a rage. The snowflakes and flowers were in total despair. They couldn't perform without costumes to wear. The Nutcracker smashed when it dropped to the ground. The sword of the Mouse King just couldn't be found. The tutus had lost all their sequins and gems, and the scraps of torn stitching hung loose from their hems. But worse was to come. With a crash and a yell, the Christmas tree used in the party scene fell. Its ornaments shattered across the stage floor, and none of its lights would light up anymore. With that, any hope for the show was now gone. It had to be canceled. It couldn't go on. The problems and mishaps were far past repair, and sad disappointment hung still in the air. But then a surprising and strange thing occurred. From one of the set pieces, noises were heard. A fireplace stood on the stage, set in the wall, and from it came laughter that filled the whole hall. The set began shaking, and then the stage too, until old St. Nicholas burst from the flu. He'd seen that the show was in trouble that night. From far overhead on his Christmas Eve flight, he called to his elves. They appeared from thin air and got right to work. There was no time to spare. They fixed the costumes, the spotlights, and tree, then printed new programs as fast as could be. They handled the hassles with props in the scrim, and suddenly things were not looking so grim. The elves took the places of 6 stagehands too, and changed all of the lighting and sets right on cue. And one more surprise was in store for that night. The Sugar Plum Fairy, that magical sprite, she flew from the wings in a wondrous display, for St. Nick had lent her his reindeer and sleigh. She landed on stage to the thrill of the crowd. A standing ovation was heard, long and loud. The show had been saved, thanks to dear Santa Claus. Let's give him a rolling round of applause. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed story time for today. See you next time. Bye.